everyone, I'm Mindy Eggen and welcome to my channel. So, as a crafter, I am sure this has happened to you more times than you can count, and that is you lost your mojo. You just are not in the mood, or you don't know what to make, or you just have too many options. And that is what happened to me. So, today I am going to share with you how I work through the process of when I have lost my crafty mojo. I hope you find some of these tips inspiring and help you get your crafty mojo back. This video is a part of a video hub celebrating the November 2024 release from Altenew. So there are giveaways. I'm going to have links down below to the next person in the video hub. So be sure to check those out. Leave comments along the way so you are entered into that giveaway and eligible to win those prizes. So the first thing I want to do is share with you the products that I received from Altenew. These are products that I personally picked out that I wanted to play with. I have an absolute love for Altenew products, so I really do want to play with these. Now, the first thing here is the Dynamic Duo. This is the Blooming Branch, I believe that one was called. All of these will also be linked down below in the video description. Now, this is gorgeous because you have a two-piece stencil, you have this coordinating die that cuts out that branch. There are two sentiments that also have a coordinating die, and then an additional stamp set where you can add some details to your flowers on your branch. Next, we have the Stencil Art Nature Splashes. This is really unique, and I do have other ideas. It just, for some reason, things were just not coming together for me, and I didn't know really where to start. So, of course, with all of Altenew products, you have these pamphlets that give you ideas on where to start, how to use these stencils. This one creates a very unique design, almost kind of like a mixed media look, which I am a really big fan of when it comes to my cards. And this is a great kind of a starter set to give you that mixed media look. You can do your ink blending, you can use pastes. There is a stencil in there if you want to add some silhouette leaves over the top, and also a stencil to stencil on your sentiment. So I think this one is a really cool design. I am going to use it in a card project. And then there is also this die that's an add-on die, Nature Splashes, and it actually die cuts out the leaves. So if you don't want to stencil on the leaves, you want to add dimension to your card, you can pick up that die set. Now we have the Scripty Sentiments Die Set. I love Altenew's Scripty Sentiments. They have quite a few kind of different sentiment styles like this. A great go-to with some general sentiments that you can add to your card projects. Then we have the Fresh Flowers Die Set. I am a hoarder of the Altenew cardstock, so I've been picking up more die sets. This one is Fresh Flowers. It is a beautiful layering die with their keyhole system, which I find very helpful. Then we have the Build a Garden Breezy Petals. I absolutely love the Build a Garden sets and also the Crafter Like project kits. This Build a Garden one has this gorgeous large outline flower image. I'm just showing you here that I am using the Altenew storage pockets to store all of the products for the Build a Garden, and I will also have one for the Craft Your Life. So one of the things that draws me to these stamp sets is not only that gorgeous floral image, but also the sentiment. I really have been paying attention to my sentiments lately, and I also love that they provide coordinating dies for a lot of those larger sentiments. Once again, we have the pamphlet to show you how the stencil works, how everything layers together, and also gives you some ideas, which I do find super helpful, especially if you are like me and just kind of lost your mojo. That is a great place to start. There are two floral images. There's one large one on there and then a smaller one. So you do have a stencil to color in both of those images. And then we also have the coordinating die set, which cuts out both of those images plus the sentiments. So I just put these in those large storage pockets. These storage pockets are really great because they're pretty big. I don't have the exact measurements. They are listed on the Altenew website, but they store everything nicely. And if you even want to put like a mini blending brush in there, it would fit that as well. Then we have the Craft Your Life project kit, which I am always a super fan of. This one is called Wings and Petals. I was immediately drawn to these silhouette images on the stamp set. If you've watched me at all, you know I love silhouette stamping. I really, really want to play with this. And like I said, I just kind of lost my mojo. It had nothing to do with the projects. I think there's just been a lot going on in my life. I have made a lot of cards in the last few days. So I was kind of just puckered out. But of course, this is definitely on the top of my list. I need to just sit down and ink blend some panels. I think that's going to help me. So this one definitely going to the top of the pile. Then we also have the coordinating die set, which has these butterflies. Again, that drew me in too. I love butterflies. I am a person where you just can't have enough butterflies. If you've seen my arm, you know that I love butterflies. And there's two layers to the butterflies. One cuts out the detail layer of it, the black outline, and then the other one cuts out kind of the wing itself so you can ink blend your wings, make some gorgeous ombre colors in it. And then, of course, there were dies for these sentiments. So this is a look at the stencil. Now, the stencil actually is going to color in the embossing folder. So I'm just kind of flipping through, showing you the stencil there quick. There are some ideas in that pamphlet for you. And then this is the 3D embossing folder. And this one, I think they're like daisies. I don't know. They look like daisies to me. Maybe they're a different flower, but the stencil will color that in. So I would probably do the embossing first and then the stenciling. There is also some brand new cardstock from Altenew. As I mentioned earlier, I am a super hoarder of their cardstock. I love the color variations. The thickness is really great because it's not really heavy, but it is perfect when you want to layer up die cuts. So as you build your layers, it's going to add that thickness and that weight. So again, the specifics of the weight of the cardstock will be listed on their website. I'm going to just kind of quickly go through here the different colors. I did sit down one day, swatched all my cardstock. So I die cut little tags out of each of the colors. I print a label so I can label it. And then these are the new storage pockets I've been using for my cardstock. They're kind of this landscape style with the tab at the top. I trim out a piece of the cardstock. I attach it to the top of the tab and also kind of front and back of that tab. And then I do a clear label with black lettering. So I'm really getting the true color of the cardstock on the top of that tab. And I have been finding that is super helpful for me when I have been choosing my cardstock. And this is a great color assortment in this new bundle. Now we have the Cottage Garden Artist Markers. So this is a new set that's coming out, and these are some gorgeous colors. Now, I did just recently do a video where I colored in a floral image using some of the Altenew Artist Markers. It was a different set, and I want to show you what I do with my markers. So when you take them out of the box, you get this cute little case that keeps all of those markers together. The box also has the colors kind of broken down there for you. And what I do is I actually trim those right out of the box and I trim it down so it slides into the case. Now, it is kind of a tight fit because there's markers in there, but I like to keep this in there because it's showing me the colors and it's showing me what number it is, what set it is. So, this is what I do, and I leave them in those cases. Altenew, I'm sure, takes a lot of time bundling their colors together when it comes to the artist markers. So, I like to keep them that way. Now, even though I do show the colors there on that swatch card that I'm going to keep in the case, I am going to go through and just kind of make my own little quick swatch. I like to do this no matter what because I like to see them in a real person or in person. And I'm just doing this on some 80-pound cardstock. One thing I really do like about the artist markers is that they develop the collections for you. So there's really no thinking involved if you want to do some blending. They have all the colors kind of grouped together that go together. I really love these shades of greens and also kind of those pink corally colors. And then there's also a yellow in this set. So you have something for your flowers, your leaves, and also the center of your flowers. So here's a quick look at that. I have been enjoying coloring with them, so if you haven't tried them yet, I do recommend picking up a set and giving it a try. Now, on to the point of the video, which is what do I do when I've lost my mojo? And here is a look at what I do. So I literally sat down with the collection of products that I had and I just started playing. I guess when I was saying I lose my crafty mojo, it means I don't know what I want to do for the front of a card. I loved each product individually. So I did kind of that stencil art background, which again, I truly love. I did some of these die cut flowers. I did this gorgeous bouquet. I really loved that. And I even did like a black outline in case I wanted to layer that on top and offset. Wasn't really sure. We have, I think this one was called the Blooming Branch, and I love that no line coloring look. I had die cut the branch first, and then I did the stenciling on the top. So that is my process when I'm just kind of starting to play with products. Here are some of those butterflies. Love the butterflies. So like I said, I really do love the products in this collection, everything that I picked out. I just wasn't sure what I wanted to go with what. I mean, you can see I did like this pink color scheme. Apparently, I'm stuck on pink for some reason. But as far as maybe ink blending a background, I just got stuck. And so when I'm stuck like that, I just sit and die cut. I layered the butterflies together and glued them together. So there's like 2 or 3 layers on one butterfly. I also went through and die cut out those black silhouette leaves and layered them up. So I did a lot of just die cutting and gluing. Black and white is a good place to start when it comes to colors because that's also where I get stuck as well. What color do I want to stamp? What color do I want to ink blend? And just starting with black and white or picking one color scheme like I did here, I stuck with a lot of the pinks. For the sentiments, the same thing. I loved the sentiments, and sometimes I really just don't feel like stopping my card making process to stamp or die cut a sentiment. I like ink blending and coloring. So that's what I did here. I just went through, die cut, and stamped a bunch of the sentiments, die cut them out, layered them together, and now they're ready for my crafty projects. Now, at some point, I absolutely will be turning a lot of these into cards. Like I said, I was just kind of in a slump. And I am going to create one card on screen for you here today because there was one idea I really wanted to try out. And that is going to be using that stencil art. Because again, I said I loved this mixed media type of look. So I have a piece of hammermill cardstock cut to 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. I placed that onto my large sticky mat. And I wanted to pair this with that beautiful pink bouquet that I had done. But I don't want the background to overpower my design or look too cluttered. So I started out with, I think that was Morning Mist. It's a gray collection. I will have that linked down below in the video. Now, on the stencils, it does give you etched outlines. So you can line up the etched outline with your previously stenciled area, and that's going to help you align each stencil. I did go a little bit of a darker gray here. I'm not going to go back to the darker gray very often because it was almost too dark for me. So I'm going to stick with that lightest color, the Morning Mist, and just ink blend each of these layers in that light gray. It actually was still a little bit too dark for me, but I'm going to go with it. Now, this may be my favorite layer out of that stencil. This is just adding some random, I don't even know what to call it, random elements to the background, kind of like splatters. I did this with a mini blending brush and some jet black ink. So the jet black ink is really going to make those pop off of that background. So here as I remove it, it's scattered. I love it. Now here was my idea where I have that large floral image over the top. I'm going to add some foam tape behind it to kind of give that some dimension and separate it from the background. There's lots of different ways you could arrange this on the front of your card, but I really wanted those splatters to show through. So I'm attaching that down, and then I have one of my sentiments here. Again, this could really go anywhere. I'm placing it off on the side just because I really wanted to see all of those flowers. So I am calling this card good. I really do like how this came out, kind of that mixed media type of look in the background. That stencil would be fun with some pastes and things like that. But I really do like how this came out. And hopefully, by doing all of this, it is just sharing with you how you can get over that slump. Just start playing with your products and then maybe just lay them out on the table and see what is hitting you or what you feel looks good to you. Again, this is part of a video hop, so be sure to check down in the video description for the additional links. I'm also going to have links to all of the supplies that I used today and the products shown. I want to thank you all so much for joining me today. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did enjoy it, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. And if you're not already subscribed to my channel, I would love it if you joined and became a subscriber. Thank you all and see you soon.